You know, Droogies, one thing I want to talk about tonight is role models. Role models, Droogies. Nowadays, people think of role models as like celebrities, movie stars, athletes. Now, I know, I love the Duke, definitely love the Duke. Always thought of him as a role model. I like to make exceptions for myself, so I'm making one here. But, you know, as I tend to do, I like to look back at history, and I think there were some pretty good guys back then that could still be considered role models today. Dudes like Hannibal. And I'm not talking about Hannibal fucking Lecter. He's cool and all, you know, he did his thing, but I'm talking about Hannibal, like the Carthaginian general. The guy who grew up on a battlefield, you know, told by his father at a very young age, you will destroy Rome. Guys like Alexander the Great. He was a pharaoh, for fuck's sake. Pharaoh of Egypt, and he's not from Egypt. And you have other guys too. Guys like Vercingetorix, you know, tried to unite the Gauls against the Romans, fight Julius Caesar, but didn't quite work out, but it almost did. And there's another guy too, a German guy, Arminius. He tried to do the same thing till his own people poisoned him. But barbarians, right? Can't really. Anyway. But these guys are pretty cool. They're, you know, they're better qualities. Now, I'm not talking about like, you know, oh, we gotta look up to badasses and that sort of thing. No. What makes these guys exceptional is they were men of action. We don't have men of action around. Take a look at a lot of our leaders here, just really aren't men of action. And even these celebrities I talk about, like, you know, you look at your hockey players, your baseball players, are they really men of action? So I think, you know, there's a void here that needs to be filled, and we got these guys who are already there, already waiting. We should be finding out about them. Maybe people might be a little bit better off. They might also want to pick up a sword and fucking cleave you in half, but odds are, if they want to do that, you fucking deserve it for something. One other thing I want to talk about, it's something I talk about a lot, is heavy metal. Now, I've never really talked about, Droogies, why I like it so much. What I like about it, like what I kind of dig about it. See, this is the problem with tape bandages. They can be hard to get off. It's because there's so little drama associated with it. You don't read about what people are doing in magazines. When you go onto a fucking internet news site, you're not seeing like who's fucking who and they did this, they're banging this person, they're. It's nice that there's no drama there. Like, it's not tabloid bullshit. They use their instruments to the full extent. I'm not saying other genres don't. I know there's other, like, guitarists, like, can't think of any off the top of my head. But everybody here has heard of Kirk Hammett solo. But I also think, to a certain extent, that metal really has one serious issue with it. Can't really wrap my head around why this is. It has, like, the worst fans out there. It's almost like this disorganized mess. You have a metal fan, and they have what their idea of metal is. And if they hear another kind of metal and it doesn't meet that same sort of standard, it's not metal, they hate it, they'll never appreciate it, and they most definitely will never respect it. So narrow-minded. What would be really great if we could actually get organized and get all together on this, and if we could embrace metal for what it is and not just thrash metal, power metal. You know, and I go back to what I was talking about earlier with the role model. When you had guys like Hannibal and Alexander the Great, one of the things that they would do when they kick somebody's ass, you know, you were fortunate enough that you didn't get wiped the fuck out, was they would basically absorb part of that military into their own. So when they go down the road to fight the next asshole, they have something new, something different to throw at the guy. It's all about diversity. And I don't understand why metal fans don't embrace that. It's really kind of ridiculous. You see these factions and it's just dumb as fuck. I don't get it. Okay, Droogies, we got all the fun out of the way. Let's get down to business, talk about some rambunctious stuff here. 2014 is coming to a close. To be honest, 2014 wasn't the greatest year for rambunctious. We didn't really accomplish what we set out to accomplish. We did a lot of things, but do and accomplish are two very different things. We would have loved to have released 1,000 Yard Stare this year, wrap it all up in nice packaging, put a big fat bow on it. It wouldn't have been the movie we wanted it to be. So that's why this year has just been a lot about like staying the course and climbing that fucking mountain I've been talking about. You know, and I talked about we haven't necessarily accomplished things, but we've done stuff. So what have we done? What did we do? You know, Aaron's been doing a lot of production work. You know, he's done some commercials and he's worked with other people. So he's gotten this experience of seeing how other people do things, which has just kind of broadened his horizon. So we can bring that to the table now. Kevin basically this past year has learned to become a cameraman. I don't know what his experience was with a camera before this, but he's definitely taken it on. They did that NAB stuff, that basketball thing, and I mean that looked really good. That took a lot of talent to put together, so good for them. And for me, what I've done this year is just sat back and let them grow, let them become these better filmmakers. And you know, I think I deserve a lot of credit for just not interfering with what they do and how they want to be and what they want to become. Back to 2014 here, didn't quite work out, but you know, we're still working hard. 2015, looking forward to. It's going to be a great year. We have lots ahead of us to do. 1,000 Yard Stare is going to come out and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. And then we have our, you know, another project we've already got the ball rolling on. So as soon as 1,000 Yard Stare is done, as soon as we want to, we can get that going and we can start rocking on that. 2014, maybe not the greatest. 2015, things are looking really bright for us. And plus, on top of that, looking forward to my first year in the Wolf's Den.